Hey, how are you going? My name is Marlon Marisha from Web Design Profits, and today I want to talk to you about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is both good and it's both bad. There is an upside to being an entrepreneur, and there is a downside to being an entrepreneur. And today I want to kind of go through it with you because I think as a business owner or an entrepreneur, you need to really understand that, it's not all good and it's not all bad, because sometimes things don't go well. And when things don't go well, you've got to realize that the good is coming, right? You might be in the midst of a storm, but the sun is about to shine. And sometimes when the sun's shining, you've got to prepare for the storm, okay? And so I work with lots of business owners, with lots of entrepreneurs, and I really think it's important that you know why you're doing what you're doing, because there is an easier life. There is an easier life than being an entrepreneur or a business owner. You can go and get a job, and you know what? Life is easier when you get a job. But there's some things you don't get. And, when I look at having a business, I have chosen to do that because I want to follow my vision. It's my vision. It's what I want to do with my life. It's every day I want to wake up and I want to feel like I'm making a difference, but doing it my way, right? Frank Sinatra sang a great song called I Did It My Way. And my father-in-law actually says that when he dies, that he wants the song I Did It My Way by Frank Sinatra to play at his funeral. And he did it his way. He was an amazing businessman who probably didn't do that well at school, but when he left, he was able to start a business and multiple businesses and did extremely well. And when I look at him, that song is the epitome of him. He did it his way. And I love that about being an entrepreneur. But there's a downside, right? There's a downside. And that is you live and die by your decisions. And sometimes your ideas and sometimes the things you think are great actually are dumb ideas. And as an entrepreneur, when you pursue something and you fail, you pay. But when you're an employee and you pursue something and they let you do it and you fail, you don't pay. The business pays. And so that's kind of the upside, your vision, do it your way. But the downside is you live and die by your decisions, right? So you're an entrepreneur. Why are you doing this? Because you like following your vision? Well, be prepared to live and die by those decisions. The second thing that I love about being an entrepreneur is just your income is really uncapped. So it's an uncapped income. And that is why most people become entrepreneurs or business owners. They want to earn more money. And the reality is, yes, you can do that. That is what being an entrepreneur is about. But the real side of that is that there's no safety net. There's no safety net or safety cushion to pick you up. And again, when things don't go well, you need to figure it out. And there's no one there to help you. And so, yes, there's uncapped income, but most business owners actually don't realize uncapped income. They realize an income that's kind of like a salary. And if you really want uncapped income, you've got to run your business differently. You have to really do more than just the norm, more than just the standard. And so the upside is unlimited income, potentially. But the downside is no safety net when it comes to income. And so you really got to figure out why you're doing this thing. The next thing that I love about being an entrepreneur or a business owner is the freedom. Whoa, this is the reason I did it. Freedom, I just wanted to be free. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. I didn't want to go to work every single day, and I didn't want to have to get on a train and go to an office that I didn't really want to be at, and then travel home. And, I was traveling like 4 hours each way each day. No, not 4 hours. I was traveling 2.5 hours each way. That's right. So for about 4 to 5 hours a day, I was traveling. And it killed me. 7 years I did that. And it really had a big impact on my health, I think. And I aged a lot. I know I look young, but you wouldn't believe how old I am. But it really had paid its toll. And now I work from home. This is a bedroom in the home we're using while we're building a studio for me. It's like a massive studio for all of my equipment and recording and business, and it's going to be amazing. But I get to do it because I have a business, right? And boy, I've paid in some of these areas to get it, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So with the freedom comes a lot of hard work. You have to work really hard. You've got to work your butt off as an entrepreneur. And if you're willing to do that, and so sometimes, a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we actually don't become free. What we do is we become bound up by the business. And a lot of times it's actually easier and better if you just had a job. When you look at your income and you look at how hard you work and the hours you work for that income, it's actually more financially makes sense to just go and get a job. But the reality is, the moment you do that, you cut off the unlimited or the uncapped income. You cut off following your vision, and you cut off the freedom that you could get. So what a lot of people do is they chase it and they never realize it. But for you, I want you to realize your uncapped income, to realize your vision that you can follow, and realize the freedom, and not just be working hard all the time. And the fourth reason why I love being an entrepreneur is it's really on your terms. You get to do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? So, and it's amazing, the theory, right? Working on your terms. But the reality is it's never on your terms. You have clients who become your employers that you have to answer to, that you have to serve, that you have to make sure that they are happy so they pay you. And so the idea of running a business and it's on your terms is actually true. You get to follow your vision. You get to name how much you want to make if you can add value. You want to have the freedom, but it's never really on your terms. You always have to answer to someone. You always have to serve to receive. You don't get paid money if you don't serve someone and give value for that. And so the downside of your terms is when it's good, and when it's bad, it's really, really bad as a business owner. It can be really bad. It can really push you into a depression. It can really make you look up and think, where am I going to run? There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. I've got bills to pay. I've got people, other families to feed. And it can really stress you out. And I remember in my younger years, my wife said to me, just the other day, she said, Marlon, you've changed heaps. So I used to run a business when I was very young. And she said, I remember you used to worry so much. You used to worry so much about where the money was going to come from to pay everyone. And now you don't worry like you used to. You just have this confidence that it will come in. And even sometimes when you can't quite see it, I see you don't worry. Because, well, she was saying, I don't know why, but you've changed, right? And I'll tell you why. It's because I've been around the track so many times. I've seen when you work hard, things happen. When you're persistent, when you're focused, things happen. I know if I do this, then that will happen. If I do this consistently, that'll happen. And sometimes the cash flow is up, sometimes it's down in any small business, unless you have that awesome recurring income. And you just get more confident. And when I was younger and I didn't know, and I didn't have the confidence, I didn't have the experience to know, I would worry a lot. And I always found the solution, but the stress level was very high. Now the stress level is not as high, okay? And so they're the pros and the cons, right? So let's have a look here. We've got your vision, uncapped income, freedom, your terms. And that is the awesome part of being an entrepreneur. But the downside is that you live and die by your decisions. Your income, there's no safety net. The freedom can turn into a lot of hard work. And your terms really means that when things are good, they're good, and when they're bad, they can be really bad. But I want to encourage you as an entrepreneur, that's the reality of it. But you have the opportunity to grow an amazing business. And if you're a web designer, I want to encourage you that you should put your head down and really make a decision to grow this business, because with all the negatives, there's equal positives. And so I want to encourage you to put your head down, focus, and really grow your business. And if you need help, book in a scale session with me. It's a 15-minute chat where we'll look at some of the core accelerators to accelerate a web design business, and we'll help you make some decisions on what to do in the next 30 to 60 days. So book in a call with me if you want to. I'd love to chat. Speak to you soon.